Okay, I'm sorry I didn't put one up yesterday. I just got too tired and I went to bed early, and I'm talking about early. So now we're on Joshua 23, and we have 24, and then we are at the end. So I'm just going to read the 2 tonight, and it is going to be over in Joshua, and we'll be going in the book of Judges. Alrighty. Here we go. And it came to pass a long time after that the Lord had given rest unto Israel from all their enemies around about, that Joshua waxed old and stricken in age. And Joshua called for all of Israel, and for all their elders, and all their heads, and for their judges, and for their officers, and said unto them, I am old and stricken in age. And ye have seen all that the Lord your God hath done unto all these nations because of you, for the Lord your God is he that hath fought for you. Behold, I have divided unto you a lot those nations that remain, to be inheritance for your tribe, from Jordan, with all the nations that I have cut off, even to the great sea westward. And the Lord your God, he shall expel them from before you, and drive them from out of your sight. And you shall press their land, as the Lord your God hath promised unto you. Be ye therefore very hold on. Alright, I'm on 6. Be ye therefore very courageous, to keep and do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, that ye turn not aside therefrom to the right hand or to the left, that ye come not among those nations, and that remaineth among you, neither make mention of the name of other gods, nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourself to them, but cleave to the Lord your God, as ye have done unto this day. For the Lord hath driven out from before you great nations and strong, but as for you, no man hath been able to stand before you unto this day. One man of you shall chase 1,000, for the Lord your God, he it is that fighteth for you, as he has promised you. Take good heed, therefore, unto yourself, that ye love the Lord your God. Else, if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the raiment of those nations, even that those that remain among you, and shall make marriage with them, and go unto them, and they to you, know for certain that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of those nations from before you, but they shall be a snare and trap unto you, and scourge you in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off the good land which the Lord your God hath given you. Now, okay, I want you to know that they did not do this, and they were a snare, and God got them all gone. Okay? Now, if you go and you check it out for yourself, they started worshiping those other gods and all. And by the time that Jesus walked this earth, right afterwards, I think it was Constantine was the one. I can't remember which one it was. But they started picking up and putting all of Christianity, so-called Christianity, in with it. Okay? If Christian means little Christ. I'm going to tell you, I don't like that. Because my Christ is not little. And if I believe in my Christ, I'm not little neither. Okay? So that just gives you a little bit of something to think about. But all these pagan days, and yes, I'm talking about Christmas, Easter, any of them. Take your pick. Okay? You ought not to do. And yes, we're going to get into that when that verse comes out. I'm going to really point it out heavily to you. You have to have a lifestyle in Jesus Christ. And if you listen, keep the 10 Commandments, always. That is your testimony of being His, is that 10 Commandments. Alright, I'm on 14. And behold, this day I am going the way of all the earth, and ye know in all your hearts and in all your souls that not one thing hath failed of all the good things which the Lord your God spoke concerning you. All are come to pass unto you, and not one thing hath failed thereof. Therefore it shall come to pass that as a good things are come upon you, which the Lord your God promised you, so shall the Lord bring upon you all the evil things, until He has destroyed you from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you. When ye have transgressed the covenant of the Lord your God, which He commandeth you, and have gone and served other gods, and bowed yourself to them, then shall the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and ye shall perish quickly from off the good land which He hath given unto you. Alright, right there you go. There's another one right here. It takes you back that if you serve other gods, and when you do Christmas and Easter and all this other stuff, then you are serving other gods. You're not serving the Creator, Father God, or His Son. Now, look at the egg. The egg means fertility. So what's fertility? Oh, let's go ahead and let's get right down into it, because I'm going to. Fertility is whenever you have sex. And you don't think that there's not any of that going on now? Yes, there is. So what you're saying is I had rather have this sex than I would to celebrate Christ being risen. You want to celebrate the baby Jesus, not the risen Jesus. And there's a big difference there. Alright, I'm going to quit on that one because we're here at Easter and I want to tell you that. Alright, we're on 24. And Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel to Shechem, and called for the elders of Israel, and for all their heads, and for all their judges, and for all their officers. And they presented themselves before God. And Joshua said unto all the people, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time, even Terah, the fathers of Abraham, and the fathers of Nachor, and they served other gods. I mean, this is plain and simple. Their fathers served other gods. When they were in Egypt, they served other gods. Okay? And He brought them out and taught them who He was, because they didn't know. They knowed of Him, but they didn't know Him. So all this time, 40 years in the wilderness, those generations learned who the true God was. Number 3. And I took your father Abraham on the other side of the flood, and led him through out all the land of Canaan, and multiplied his seed, and gave him Isaac. And I gave to Isaac Jacob, and Esau. And I gave unto Esau Mount Seir to possess it. And that Mount Seir is right there in Iran. Is it Iran or Iraq?
I think it's Iran.
I think it's Iran, but we could be wrong. But Jacob and his children went down to Egypt. I sent Moses also and Aaron and purged Egypt according to that which I did among them. And afterwards I brought you out. And I brought your fathers out of Egypt, and ye came into the sea, and the Egyptians pursued after your fathers with chariots and horsemen unto the Red Sea. And when they cried out unto the Lord, he put darkness between you and the Egyptians, and brought the sea upon them, and covered them. And your eyes have seen what I have done unto Egypt, and ye dwelt in the wilderness a long season. And I brought you into the land of the Amorites, which dwelt on the other side of Jordan, and they fought with you, and I gave them into your hand, that ye might possess your land, and I destroyed them from before you. Then Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, arose and warred against Israel, and sent and called for Balaam the son of Beor to curse you. But I would not hearken unto Balaam. Therefore he blessed you still. So I delivered you out of his hands. And you went over Jordan, and came into Jericho. And the man of Jericho fought against you, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Girgashites, the Hittites, and the Jebusites. And I delivered them into your hands. And I sent the hornet before you. That's different. Which drove them out before you, even the 2 kings of the Amorites, but not with thy sword, nor with thy bow. Now, I want to go back to this hornet thing. If you look at some of the things that are going on now, you will find out that they are always showing you the octagon, which is like a bee's hive. And if you look, they want everybody in a beehive in a small space, and which is called Agenda 21. Alright, now y'all can look that up. I'm going on to 13. And I have given you land for which you did not labor, and cities which you built not, and ye dwelt in them, of the vineyard and of the olive yard, which he planted, not do you eat. Now therefore, fear the Lord, and serve him sincerely and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. Now, it's easy for you to go and find out what was over on the other side and what is now. Now, I know there is a whole lot of great people that really do love the Lord in the Catholic Church. So I'm not talking about any of the people in the Catholic Church that really truly love the Lord. But, however, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. And if you go down and you go by the Catholic Church and do the things that they do, then you are going against God himself. And one day, when you get in front of him, you can't get up there and say, I'm a Catholic, Because God's going to say, well, I didn't ask you to worship the Catholic. I asked you to worship me. And then what are you going to say then? So learn what the Catholic has taught all the way down through the generations. And I'm talking about the Baptist, the Pentecostal, the Seventh-day Advent, all of them, every last one of them. You pick your title that you want to say you are. Where is the real Jesus Christ in it? Do they teach you about the real Christ? They teach you about the real life? No, they don't. Because if you look, you won't have any more nothing to do with the paganism of today. And there is a lot of paganism in the churches, even whenever I was a young girl going to church. Okay, I am on 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, I will serve the Lord. So, if you say, oh, but I like Christmas and I don't want to take it away from the kids, what are you doing? You're lying to your kids. You're lying to yourself. And you will continue to live in that lie until you alone, decide you're not going to live the lie no more. So if you are going to do the lie and live by the lie, then what's going to happen? You're not going to like it. You're on the other side. You're an Amorite. You're serving the gods of the Amorite, not the true God. Okay, now let me read this one again for you. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, if you think it's evil to keep Christmas and Easter and all these other pagan days away from your house, away from your children, away from your heart, then you are choosing to serve the other gods. Okay? So you pick this day who you're going to serve. The gods which your fathers served, which were on the other side of the flood, are the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell. Okay, let's go on to 16. And the people answered, God forbid that we should forsake the Lord to serve other gods. For the Lord our God, it is that brought us up out of our fathers, out of the land of Egypt, and the house of bondage. Now, you are in bondage. I mean, let's look at it. Let's look at Easter, since Easter is coming up. How are you in bondage? Well, you have to have the special outfit to wear that you're only going to wear one time. And you have to put a bunch of money into that one outfit. Then you got to bondage in all these egg coloring and all the other stuff that you have to do to get ready for just this one day that really don't mean anything in the long run, but to go and serve a God that doesn't even recognize you as a human being. It has no breath in it at all. The Easter bunny, come on. What does the Ten Commandments say? Don't make any graven images. So here you have an egg that represents paganism, fertility. Then you have an Easter bunny. Where's your idols? Right there. Okay, I'm going to go on. I'm still in the middle of 17. And which did those great signs in our sight, and preserved us in all the way wherein we went, and among all the people through whom you passed. 18. And the Lord drove out from before us all the people, even the Amorites, which dwelt in the land. Therefore will we also serve the Lord, for he is our God. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye cannot serve the Lord, for he is a holy God. He is a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgressions nor your sins. Alright, here you got it plain and clear. You cannot go anywhere else but right here. God is saying, hey, look, I'm a holy God. I'm a jealous God. And here you're serving all these other gods? What is he going to say when you get in front of him? Depart from me. I never knew you. Is that really what you want to hear? No. Okay. Alright, number 20. If you forsake the Lord and serve strange God, then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you after that he had done you good. See, he does you good, but then again he's going to turn right around and he is going to consume you. He is going to burn you up. He is the one that says, hey, you did good or you did bad. Okay, you got no choice. You either do it or you don't. You cannot straddle the fence. There's no straddling the fence. Because I'll tell you what, when you straddle the fence, what happens to you? You get cut in half. When you get cut in half, what's left? You're not whole no more. Alright. 21. And the people said unto Joshua, Nay, but we will serve the Lord. And Joshua said unto the people, Ye are witness against yourself that you have chosen you the Lord to serve him. And they said, We are witness. Now therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you, and incline your heart unto the Lord God of Israel. And the people said unto Joshua, The Lord our God will we serve, and his voice will we obey. And Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and set them a statute and an ordinance in Shechem. Now this is not a statue of wood and stone or anything. It's more like the line of what you should, how you should react. What you should do, okay? And it's not no graven image or anything. It's written on, like paper, like our statues. The statute of limitations is run out. It's running out quick, ain't it, Rick?
No doubt.
Alright, 26. And Joshua wrote these words in a book of the law of God, and took a great stone, and set it up there under an oak that was by the sanctuary of the Lord. And Joshua said unto all the people, Behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us, for it hath heard all the words of the Lord which he spoke unto us, and it shall be therefore a witness unto you, lest you deny your God. Oh, wow, that's something strange. Look, let's just read this part again. That the stone heard the words which the people said, and the stone recorded it. Okay, it's there, So this is strange. I don't remember reading that the first time I read it, but that's pretty good. So there's no telling. You may think, okay, we're out here talking, some bird is up there chirping along, and that bird could probably hear what you're saying and take it back, tell God. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but that's something to think about. Alright, 28. So Joshua let the people depart, every man into his inheritance. And it came to pass after these things, that Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of the inheritance of Timnah Sarah, which is in the Mount Ephraim, on the north side of the hill of Gaash. You know, I wonder if they've done brought his bones back up. Alright. And Israel served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that overlaid Joshua, and which had known all the works of the Lord that he had done for Israel. And the bones of Joseph, which the children of Israel brought up out of Egypt, buried they in Shechem in a particle of ground, which Jacob brought up of the son of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver. And it became the inheritance of the children of Joseph. And Elzor, the son of Aaron, died, and they buried him in a hill that pertained unto the Pinehas, his son, which was given him in Mount Ephraim. Alright, this is the end of chapter 24, and we will start on Judges, and I hope tomorrow. Here is something I want you to think about. Would you ask for a demon to come in your home? Well, when you do Christmas and Easter and all these other pagan days, you are bringing demons into your home. And you say, I wonder why it's so disrupted. Around my house, anybody that comes here knows I worship God, and they love it here. They say it's so peaceful. It feels great being here. So if you want to get rid of any hatred that's in your house, get rid of your pagan days, and it would help a lot. And also, I want you to understand the word worship is not what you are being taught in churches. When you worship, it is what you do in your lifestyle. So if you get rid of all that, then you're going to be better off. And I hope this helps you out. That's all I want to do, is help you serve the Lord. And I love you guys. Thank you all for listening. And please think about what was said tonight. I love each and every one of you. And I do want to see you in heaven. Thank you. Good night.